Hello and welcome to Talking Straight with Bissy because I'm gay. I'm so excited. Why? Because a lot of you took time out to watch my video, to share the video, and to actually make comments on how we can make the show much more exciting. And to you guys, I really appreciate it. We still have the videos from last week on YouTube, so don't forget to watch it. And for those of you who are just seeing this and you're not following me on Instagram, don't forget that this program on YouTube is an extended version of 60 Seconds with Bissy that is always on Instagram every weekend. And guess what? I really need to say a very big thank you to my director and producer, Charles Cooper. Pleasure, darling. Charles is the brain behind the amazing things you see on your screen every weekend. So thank you very much, Charles. Today, I'm going to talk about something that is very personal to me and very important to me. On the 4th of May, 2004, I was diagnosed with HIV. Prior to my diagnosis, I've worked in the field of HIV for 2 years. Why? Because there was a turning point in my life. My best friend died of AIDS. I had the opportunity of seeing him before he died. It was something I wished I could wish out of my memory. It was painful. Seeing him lying there on that bed, dying. He was the life of the party. He was a friend to everyone. He was so bubbling, so full of life. He had his future ahead of him. And just like that, AIDS took everything away from him. And it wasn't just him, it was also so many other friends that I had. Many of them as young as 18 and many of them as old as 40. Swept away like that in a hurricane of the virus. So when I was diagnosed in 2004, I was afraid. I was afraid that that was the end of everything I wanted to be. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to grow up. I wanted to live happy. And it just came on to me that, oh my God, that is going to be the end of everything. I lived in denial because of stigma, because of discrimination. I couldn't tell anyone about the fact that I was living with the virus. But today, I have access to treatment. I'm healed, I'm healthy, I live well. My viral load has gone completely down and I'm undetectable. And my CD4 count has gone up. 3 days ago, I was with my doctor. And I remember one thing that she told me. She said, wow, you're doing amazingly well. You have a CD4 count like someone who is HIV negative. Thanks to the fact that I take care of myself. I made it a personal decision to take care of myself. I take my medication, I eat well, and I exercise. But there are still a lot of things that we need to talk about. Why we know that mother-to-child transmission of the virus on the continent of Africa has gone down. Across the world, every second, 1,000 people are diagnosed with the virus. There are still 60% of people waiting in line to have access to medication. Not just that. We still have governments all over the world that are criminalizing HIV transmission. We still have countries in this world that you cannot enter unless you're HIV negative. We still have jobs, even in my own country, Nigeria, that will not give you employment if you are HIV positive. These are the issues that are facing us now. It is not about the virus anymore. It's about the shame, the stigma, the discrimination, the unfriendly laws that are passed around the world that are limiting our effort to win the battle against this virus. The reality is, the fight against HIV can be won. We have a promise that by 2030, we will see an end to AIDS. But there are steps that we need to take. The right step that you need to take. You ask, oh, I'm just one person, what can I do? Yes, you watching this video, you, just this one person, can change the world. And here are simple things that you can do. 1. If you have been sexually active, go into the nearest clinic and test. It is better to know. Don't live on the assumption that, oh my God, I don't have sickness, I might be healthy. Be sure that you are healthy. And also understand, it's not a big deal being HIV positive. If you had the test and you come back positive, what you have to do is discuss with your doctor the best form of treatment for you and the best time for you to start treatment. If you're negative, make a commitment with yourself, to yourself, that you will live a healthy sexual life, devoid of anything that might put you at risk of coming in contact with the virus. If you're a mother and you are troubled and questioning, can I still have children despite the fact that I am positive? Yes, you can. Discuss with your doctor and you can actually have children that will be HIV negative. If you're negative, try and educate yourself about what it means to be HIV positive. Be a champion against stigma, discrimination, and shame. Let us all come together and fight the battle that we need to fight now, because that is the only way we can eradicate AIDS come 2030. And this time around, when it comes to the politicians, that is even when you have more power. We need to demand for more investment in HIV prevention and HIV treatment, including science, research, and development. We need to demand from our government to drop laws that criminalize sex workers, drug users, and men who have sex with men. We need to also demand that our country become an HIV-friendly country and not an HIV-hating country. And what do I mean by that? We demand that people who are living with the virus are welcome into our country and should not be barred from entering into our country. 2, we need political commitment. Just this year, the UNAIDS launched a campaign, 90-90-90. The plan is to get 90% of the world population test for HIV. And of the people tested and positive, put 90% of them on treatment. And of the 90% on treatment, make sure that we get 90% of them to have viral suppression, that is, to have undetectable viral load. This is possible only if we all come together and say no to stigma, no to discrimination, because we can live in a world that is AIDS-free. That is if only we make a commitment to live in a world that is AIDS-free. It's not going to come easy, but sometimes the hard work is more pleasurable. Thank you so much for listening to Talking Straight with BC, because I'm gay. Next week, I'll be back. I'll be here. But don't forget, you can catch me on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, because it's called social media and I'm very sociable. Till I see you next time, love you and goodbye.